Back in 2017, my good friend Lachlan and I embarked on our first bike tour together. We had just left school and both of us had very little bike touring experience. We decided to cycle across Europe from Naples to Oslo. It took us just under 2 months and we covered around 3,000 kilometers. Every year since, we have embarked on a different adventure with our bikes. And with every year that passes, we have become more savvy, and more importantly, our bikes have become lighter. Now 5 years later, we're back in the bustling streets of Naples to where it all started. But this time, we were heading east to Istanbul and the gateway to Asia. Tell me about your shoe selection for the trip.
So to be honest, the bike could have been lost in transit, but as long as I've got these bad boys, they look like sandals, but they're bike sandals.
Nice.
Americano?
Grazie.
It's been a really difficult 30 minutes. Fatigue, hunger hitting, and decision making became terrible.
Hunger.
And after, we found Cala La Pasta. After 30 minutes of traipsing the streets of Naples, we've just been screaming pasta at people. We're here. Paradise.
Am I a producer?
You could help produce it.
Okay. What's going on?
We just had a pasta starter, and now we're going for our pizza. But it's we're really full, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle.
It's a marathon event. Oh jeez, I'm doing really well with the exposure here.
Yeah. So having satisfied our cravings for pizza and pasta, we headed back to our bikes to organise the last couple of things, and as the day brought upon the early evening light, we made our way out of Naples towards the town of Tufara Villa, which lay about 50 kilometres inland from the coast. Yeah. How was it always shifting the... We didn't really have a route pre-planned, but the general idea for the first leg was to cycle across Italy to the city of Bari in order to catch a ferry to Albania. After landing in the port town of Durrës, we aimed to head east through the mountains to North Macedonia and then northeast to the capital of Skopje. So that's first day done, and we're somewhere 50 kilometers away from Naples. We just had a massive meal with a warm shower. Father Albert, is that right? Father Albert. We had pasta, followed by salad with bread, followed by what?
Like that stew.
Yeah, followed by some pork and beef, and then the dessert. The dessert was a hamburger with fries. So we were getting a real taste of how the Italians have their meals. And now we're getting ready for bed and getting ready for day 2, which will be a big one. think we've got to catch a ferry, so
It's going to be about 100, 150, 180k tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
180k.
I didn't forget.
Iya, Juan Vero.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh no.
Prickly pear. I think they're prickly pears.
This is the downside to not wearing bloody shoes.
To use the new bigger pear. So what? How was it?
I mean, don't really eat too much of it. It's sweet.
Yeah. You have some grapes?
Yeah, they're past it.
I don't know whether your bum gets numb or you just get used to the seat.
Yeah.
My bum's fine now.
You kind of warm up to it as well.
Coming into Barletta. We've just crossed the country from west to east. We are Italy on the Adriatic coast.
After a long day on the bike covering over 170 kilometres, we stopped in Barletta for a well-earned beer and a bite to eat. And as we discussed how to divide up our pizza, our thoughts soon turned to sleep. It was getting late, so we soon left the bustling nightlife of Barletta in search of a quieter spot to set up camp for the night.
Coming up to Bari. Last stop before Albania.
Okay, yours please. You have two bicycles, yes?
Grazie mille.
Prego.
And what time to come?
At 7 o'clock you can go on board.
7 o'clock.
Yes.
Your hand now. I feel like this whole side of my finger.
A little bit.
It's a bit numb, like tingles. That's probably like the hand position. We've just arrived in Albania, in Durrës. We're just doing a little bit of fixing up the bikes, pumping up the tyres, oiling chains, repacking bags. Yeah, now we're just about to head off and all the way to Istanbul. Yeah, we're running nice and relaxed today. We were meant to get in at 8 to Durrës, but we arrived at 11. So whether or not it was delayed or whether that was planned, who knows, but we've been had a nice little lie-in. Well, not really lie-in, but we just had a nice sort of chill out this morning on the ferry as it came in, and yeah, now we're ready to get into Albania for a bit. What are we up to, Lala?
Just giving the bike a well-needed clean. Put some more grease on. Getting a bit squeaky. Not as squeaky as you though.
Nah, my bike's a mess.
10 minutes in Albania. We walk into a cafe. Few words were shared or understood, but they've just filled the table with food. I think they understood our needs.
What did you get?
I realised whilst checking out that they've got Snickers, so learned from my mistakes, but I got some
Albanian goodies.
yeah, some,
Oh, they look good.
there's loads of like nuts and stuff. Albany, peach.
I can get some chocolate. Just leaving Durrës now. Lala. On the way to the capital, Tirana. That's us coming out of Tirana now into the mountains. Albanian beer. Cheers, man. The moon's out. We've just started our first few climbs into the mountains of Albania. Go! Don't film and cycle, folks. being very helpful, am I?
Or I'm being useless. One or the other.
Try to put a tent up. Going uphill, you're going slower.
You actually feel like you're feeling the terrain as opposed to just looking at it.
Yeah. You're sort of moving with the landscape, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's us just woken up. Our first sort of full night camping in Albania. We're into the mountains now and it's pretty glorious. Sun's out. It was cold this morning, but we're very thankful for the sun. And now we're just heading up the road and we've stopped at this wee cafe restaurant thing, hoping to get a wee bit of coffee or food, whatever. Here comes Lala with the verdict. Woo! Falaminderit. Falaminderit.
Falum. Like Callum.
Callum. Yeah.
Falum in dairy.
Callum in dairy.
Yeah. Callum loves milk.
Callum loves milk.
Day 5, I think. Woken up in Albania. It's a beautiful day. We're going into the mountains. A lot of climbing today. And we've got like just under 2,000 meters of ascent. So it should be fun. Oh baby! Where is it? Big old hill.
Don't be afraid to get off and push. Yeah, thought for the day.
Falaminderit.
Don't you want to please? Baby, go on. Tell me where you want to go. But baby, I don't work down there anymore.
After 5 days of cycling, we were both well into the rhythm of life on the road. Italy now felt like a world away from where we were now. As we passed the villages and pastures nestled away in the depths of the Albanian mountains, our thoughts soon turned to the approaching border and our third country of the trip. We were rather sad to be leaving Albania so quickly. We'd barely scratched the surface, but we were looking forward to the North Macedonia, of which both of us knew little about.
There's the border into North Macedonia. What an arsehole.
After finding some food in the bar, we headed out to look for a place to stay for the night. We looked for nearby hosts on warm showers, but couldn't find any. We were pretty exhausted from the day's cycle, and still needed to find somewhere to sleep. After a lot of deliberation with each other and our egos, we bought a cheap room at a hotel situated on the outskirts of town, which in the end we were both thankful for. I have found ego to be a funny thing. It can push and guide us, but often it finds a way to erode and blind us. At that moment, the idea of staying in a hotel felt unadventurous and cheating if you like. For some reason we thought we'd had to be uncomfortable all the time, and we feared that one night in this hotel would plague our conscience until the end of the trip, which in hindsight is ridiculous. I'm not sure where this pressure comes from, whether it's formed within ourselves or formed through external influences, from friends or social media. Regardless, I think it's important to acknowledge its influence and understand its effects, good and bad. And moments like these offer an opportunity to gain perspective. The nature of adventure is uncomfortable and unknown, be it exploring an unknown forest next to your home or a whole new country. There is no hierarchy of adventure. We ultimately make it what we want it to be. Tiredness, stubbornness, and stinginess were also playing a part, ultimately making the decision to sleep in a bed all the more obvious. Leaving the bar. There's an amazing valley we're going through now. Heading up towards the capital, Skopje. And just started, so heading for somewhere for breakfast, for some coffee. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day, I think, hopefully.
Weź mi tę kamerę, bo...
Ja.
Ja, Wolf.
Wolf ist das? Nein.
Ja.
Nein.
After we left the beauty of the Mavrovo National Park, we headed to Skopje. We stopped in Gostova for lunch, and then arrived at night into the capital. We were staying with Predrag, a host on warm showers. He fed us extremely well and allowed us to stay in his office overnight. In the morning, I gave Predrag a few tips on how to steam milk with his coffee machine, and he sent us on our way with some local baked goods and craft beers. Our destination for the day was the Greek border, but first we had to wrestle with some challenging road surfaces.
Lovely, man.
That's a good looking foot.
The first rain of the trip in Skopje. Bring it on. Walking my bike up this dirt track to protect the thin little wheels, which is fun. Absolutely loving it. And the best thing about it is that it's uphill. We've made it back to road. Ah, there we go. Let's get cycling.
for asphalt. Decision making whilst touring. Slow, crappy road, or a big, dangerous motorway. It's always a tricky one, eh? After further interrogation, we have noticed that this is a...
going the other way.
I know. It seemed very quiet.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah. I was also looking at why there were just 3 equal lanes and nothing indicating right. I think
That's it, that's a decision now.
we're going back to snail speed.
Good, probably not as good.
The second half of our route was going to take us from Skopje south to the Greek border. From there we would rejoin the coast at Kavala, then head eastwards to Alexandroupoli, then across the Turkish border to Turkadağ, and finally to Istanbul.
Blue dew, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull.
That cannot just be those 2 beers there.
Could be.
Bit of a lightweight these days.
You got puking up over a vineyard. Sorry to put the camera in your face. This is the uncomfort we need for the...
Yeah, this is the drama. This is the... They had 666k to go, but then curveball in the plot.
Lala had a bit of an accident last night. Something didn't agree with him.
Bit of type 2 fun.
Yeah.
Love it.
On this trip I meet new friends. Your name?
Angus.
And Lachlan
And Lashley. And where are you from?
from Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah.
And you ride bikes? And how many kilometers you take till now? Probably.
Probably. Well, we started in Naples, so we've done about maybe what, 700, 600?
600-700. Okay. And how many countries you
Maybe a
passed?
bit more.
Maybe.
Maybe 1,000. So we went through Italy, then got the ferry to Albania. to Durrës.
From Italy, ferry to Albania?
Yeah, and then cycled across Albania into North Macedonia, and that's where we are now, and we're about to go into Greece.
Okay. And your last destination is
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Yeah, Istanbul.
After that, you will go
We'll fly home.
fly home.
It's a short trip.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Not at all. Looks like we're entering hell. Hellas. Nope, that's Greece. Yeah, that's Greece. Idiot.
It all points right to that. I set myself aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another.
Wow. Sunrise is so cool.
First full day in Greece.
Yeah. Good way to wake up in Greece. Day 9. Food poisoning is over. The world is good.
Tough place to be a teddy bear, it's Greece. Just in first sort of major town of Greece. Just stopped for a coffee, some baked goods. Now we're getting on the road, heading to Kavlava, I believe, on the coast. Yeah, Lala felt pretty bad yesterday. He had a bit of food poisoning, so it's nice to be back, both feeling good, and hopefully continues for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, I never think that of you, so maybe I should get straight off.
As expected, dogs have been a bit of a pain in Greece. Like these fellas. Lots of stray dogs.
Sorry, bud. I don't have any food. No. Sorry.
Istanbul, here we go. Go on, bud. Lala once again, heading to the toilet. Seems to be an end of day ritual.
So Lala, any final words about Greece before we leave to Turkey tomorrow?
Turkadag.
We're en route to Turkadag.
Fun words about Greece. I think we had 2 of the best gyros we've ever had.
Yeah.
Which is quite an appropriate way to
In
conclude.
Alexandropolis.
Yeah, no, it's been. I feel like the cycling's been slightly nondescript, but the people have been lovely.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a blur, the whole north of Greece.
Yeah, it has. Not much stopping for photos.
Lots of olives.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
But I would say the people, we've had like 3 acts of generosity in just a few days.
So kind.
Yeah, we've had a free meal.
Yep. Free baked goods by an amazing sort of bakery.
Yeah. And then, yeah, just people giving us more change than we're due and stuff like that. That's been great.
Yeah.
Eating Greek speciality, circular sesame bagel.
There's Lala battling the headwind.
Crossing to Turkey. Last border crossing.
Last border crossing. Can you explain the last few hours?
6 hours. So we got into Istanbul and straight onto a highway, and it was about 90 kilometers of just 2-lane highway drive, cycling next to lorries, cars, vans, everything just smashing past us. And then it got dark, which was amazing.
Then your lights died?
And then all my lights sort of started to die, so it was pitch black. And then just about 10 kilometers away from our destination, we took a road that we thought would make us a bit safer. Ended up being a dead end. And but now we've been taken in by some lovely, very kind locals and having some tea, and we may end up staying here tonight, hopefully. I'm not cycling anymore today. I don't want to.
On strike.
I'm on strike. I don't like cycling anymore.
No.
But,
I'm done. I'm done for another like 11 months.
Yeah, good for a year. Yeah. But serious type 2. But can't complain.
Following a shadow down to the graveyard. Gonna say a prayer, gonna pay my dues. I've been running wild ever since
I left Virginia, trying to find a face that might remind me of you. I can see the sunlight rising in the mountains, orange and red in the morning sky. I know that the world is ever steady changing. Lord, give me wings so I could fly away, fly away.
The excitement of arriving in Turkey was quickly dismissed by the presence of a motorway that would end up taking us all the way to Istanbul. After 2 days of cycling next to fast-moving traffic, our morale was slowly waning, and we just wanted to get to Istanbul as soon as possible. So we packed up our camp in a campsite 70 kilometers outside of Istanbul, said goodbye to the local cat population, and headed for our last destination.
I'll just open this tent. Look who's made their way into our tent. Little bastards.
Cheers.
Nice.
After 13 days of cycling across 5 countries, with surprisingly no punctures, we had made it to Istanbul. Travelling hundreds of kilometers on a bike through unfamiliar landscapes with nothing but a few clothes, a tent, a camera and a passport is a rather odd thing to do. But it's this very simple existence that keeps us coming back for more. Our search for discomfort and the unknown drives us into these spaces, and the slower pace of travelling offers a certain peace and a rare headspace that makes you listen, observe and appreciate the small things.
This could be the biggest goat I've ever seen. Massive. Oh. You big brute.